Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lovers Society with me, Gert Retief, and tonight we're talking ABV, high ABV whiskies. Now, does it matter? Do you think that you get a better deal with a higher ABV whiskey? Are you willing to pay more money for a whiskey that has got a higher ABV, or do you go for the core range like I did? And yeah, this is my first full bottle Springbank. Quite excited about this one. Haven't opened it up yet. It is the core range, 46% ABV, 10-year-old. Bourbon, sherry cask, a rand and rave. And I pick it up for 69 euros for a bottle. And when I looked online, they also have a high strength bottle for 10-year-old Pedro Jimenez sherry, and it was advertised for 690 euros. Now I understand it's a small amount of bottles that was made. It gets bought up very fast and it goes to the secondary market, and people are paying stupid prices for that whiskey. Now, can you imagine paying 690 euros for a 10-year-old? I don't care if it was made of gold. There's no way that I am going to buy a whiskey like that. So I went through all my whiskies and all the reviews that I did with high ABV whiskies, and the bottom line is that most of the time high ABV whiskies for me makes so much more sense. And I jotted down some of the reasons what I think that higher ABV whiskies something better, something more tastier. And the first reason that I pick up is the intensities of the aromas. If you water down a whiskey that is 55% and you water it down to 44, 45, even lower, it completely changes that fantastic notes that come out of the whiskey. And I think that is the biggest selling point for me when we talk about whiskey and ABV. It's always the same. You add a couple of drops of water, it's nice and it's perfect, it's drinkable, and then all of a sudden you add a wee drop too much, and that all that nice aromas escapes. The higher ABV whiskies has got a nice concentration of flavors, and of course if you wake it up a little bit, you give it a little shaky, it just punches you in the face, it punches you in the nose, and it gives you a lot of flavors and aromas. And of course when you give it that shaky, that volatile alcohol compounds just lifts out of the glass. When you take a whiskey and you give it a little bit of a twirl in the glass, it immediately wakes up that whiskey. It gives you that extra, more flavors. And if you want to ruin a whiskey, well, put a little bit too much water in it. Also, value for money. I think, well, you might sometimes pay much more for a whiskey that is high ABV, but you control it. You add water to it, you don't add water to it. You can stretch that bottle, maybe even 2, 3, 400 milliliters. You can stretch that bottle, all depends on how strong you like your whiskey. So in that sense, it makes sense to me. Now, those reasons that I give, I think collectability is one of them. A lot of whiskey drinkers tend to buy whiskies that's got a high ABV due to the collectability. And now you've seen with the Springbank 10, a bottle that can cost you 690 euros. So if you're a lucky one and you're living in the UK and you have a friend that can pick up as soon as a batch is released and you get it at a recommended retail price, you in the money, especially with Springbank. Now, I always try to find high ABV whiskies first. I have some of the whiskies here that really make sense to me as high ABV. Good old Glen Scotia Victoriana. And if my eyes are still working, 54.8% ABV. Absolutely a stunning whiskey. If you want something for Christmas this year, try a Victoriana. Good old favorite one, and I think this is the highest ABV whiskey that I have. Little cork incident. This one is the 61.1% ABV Abelauer Abuna, batch number 58. Oh my word. And I think it gets, at this stage, you can see the level has dropped. I think it is getting close to finish it, or you're going to lose its state. I saw some changes coming out on this one. Now, of course, independent bottlers, I think sometimes they know more than some of the distilleries. And they like to release something that they take from a distillery. In this one is the Benra, 53.2% ABV from Adelphi. Oh my word, Cherry Monster. Oh, lovely. And that strength of that give it so much flavor. So I have two more, but I'm not going to show. Don't want to make a big video out of that. For me, it is all about flavors. It's all about the taste, and it's all about the control. What can I add to it? If I want to add 2 drops of water, I do that, and I'm happy with that. When you hit 40%, I saw some video, well, quite an old video of a whiskey master, and he was saying that the best taste in whiskey, if you proof it down to 38, I think 38 percent ABV, it's water. So I'm not sure if that is still relevant. I would like to get your opinion on it. What is the perfect ABV for you? Do you think 38% is perfect? Are you also one that like the high ABV whiskies? Or do you just stick to what's on the bottle? Or you just indiscriminately always add a certain amount of water, no matter the ABV? Looking forward to hearing your way of drinking your whiskey. And of course, do you think that it's worth paying so much extra for a high ABV whiskey, taking the Springbank in consideration? So that's me. ABV, from my side, I love them higher the better. Couple of drops of water, never over water, especially if it's so expensive, and drink it the way that you like. And of course, another advantage of high ABV whiskies, if you really need to make a cocktail and you need to have a little bit of oomph, high ABV whiskies. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe, and I see you next time. Cheers.